While you're doing that, I'm going to welcome everybody to the Out of Home Insider Show, the loudest voice in out of home. And I've got a very special guest for you. We've been talking for probably 15, 20 minutes before I press the record button as I'm choking on the coronavirus over here. I've got Jonathan, and I'm not gonna hit the roll of the outro. Dude, I'm just not gonna do it to you, man. I'm too gringo. But we got Jonathan from LD Truck Media, and he's got a lot of good stuff to share today. Jonathan, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Jonathan has been such an incredible supporter of the show. If you haven't seen, go back to Instagram, At Home Insider, OOH Insider rather, LinkedIn, T-Row Actual. You got to see the tremendous shots that he and his wife got of the Out of Home Insider logo all lit up over LED trucks. But before Jonathan got to San Francisco and doing mobile LED, he was a newcomer to America in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. I moved to the United States when I was 14 years old. And, well, I actually moved to Boston first. That's why my dad lives, and my siblings, they're all from Boston. And then I moved to Miami when I was like 16, 17. My dad, he's like, listen, you got to go to your mom's. So I moved to Boca Raton, and I saved up some money, and then I moved to South Beach when I was 18, early 18. And then I was going to school for graphic design and marketing back then, years ago. Graduated in 2003, but I opened my first business 19 years old. It was doing printing. So I got into sort of marketing, advertising through printing. I think that was 2001.
Why did you choose marketing? Was it something you were just always into? Did you like design?
So there was a deal with my mom. I was always a great student, and when I moved to South Beach, the war started, and then I was very passionate to get into the military. So I'm actually have a really bad eye problem. I'm sure everybody noticed. I'm actually going blind. Right now, I'm losing my eyesight. And back then, there was a deal that I could make for really extreme surgery. The military was going to be able to actually provide if I would join the military. And then my mom was like, look, why are you going to go to war? This is good. I know you love it. You always loved it, but I know you love US, everything, but it's just not the greatest idea. Okay, so you want to move to South Beach? I'll support your living expenses. I'm not gonna support everything else, just your rent and some food. You have to work. You want to live by yourself, but you gotta go to school. So I was like, okay, I want to go to school. So I went for graphic design because it was the easiest thing back then, and graphic designers used to get paid very well. And then they're like, okay, well, graphic design is just not going to cut it. You got to do something else. So I got into marketing. And then I think it was the best decision. I mean, actually, I dropped off from Boston College. I was going to do business in Boston College. And again, I just didn't want to live in Boston. So far, it worked out. Sometimes it's like, why did I do that? People ask me Boston College, but, it worked out well for me. So marketing worked out. And then again, I started doing printing when I was 19 years old because I was working for a fast turnaround printing company back then who actually changed the way printing was sold back then nationwide. And Miguel Paredes, which is the owner of the company as well, was one of my mentors back then. And I learned from him, and then he actually fired me. And then when he fired me, he told me, look, I'm doing you a favor. I'm like, really? I need this, man.
Doesn't feel like a favor, man.
Yes, it felt like a favor. It was the best thing I could have done. Sure. Shop, everything, and it was a very good 7-year round. Then the economy went down bad. I lost the business because of Wilma, the hurricane.
Yeah.
So actually, my shop got completely, the whole ceiling collapsed. I lost a bunch of stuff, and FEMA came out, insurance came out. It wasn't enough. support what the cash loss and loss of business and stuff like that. And I remember somewhere around 2006, I started from zero again, back to zero, and rebuild myself into started working for Verizon Wireless. Actually, I started doing music festivals. I was marketing coordinator for music festivals. Then I went into wireless industry right before iPhone started. I was working for AT&T, moved to Verizon, became marketing manager for Verizon Wireless in South Florida it was after my first year in the company. I was doing the whole marketing for 25 stores.
Wow.
Facebook come up, all these things, social media, apps. So I really got into technology.
Hang on, this is when you were still buying Facebook ads on the right-hand side of the screen.
Exactly. This is why, people, again, I started using Facebook. People didn't understand what Facebook was. We saw the trend, and then, I used to teach people how to use iPhones. I used to do classes on in the Verizon Wireless stores. The iPhone, this is what it is, Android difference. And it really got me hooked into technology marketing back then. So I saw the mobile app industry, and I got an opportunity out of the blue. I mean, I was in a networking event in Miami, and I met this guy, and he's like, we started talking about technology. He's like, look, take a look to my app. I look at his app, and I'm like, this sucks. It's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. I don't design. There's no user experience. I don't think you're gonna do anything with it. It was a horse racing app. Well, long story short, he was the CMO for the largest horse racing company in the world. So I ended up, he called me back, I ended up getting a job with them. And then I got into horse racing technology marketing for horse racing and casinos and things like that. And it was an amazing gig. Only about 25 people in the world used to do what I do. It's only 3 companies in the world that does it. And then it was great. And then moved forward. I went back to school in New York for user experience. From there, a startup, a couple of partners. Then everything went great. And I got to the point that I was like, I needed to do something meaningful. I wanted to leave a legacy. And everything that I did was great, and it brought me a lot of experience in marketing, advertising. I was buying media, billboards for Verizon. Everything was always surrounding advertising and marketing, some way, somehow. And the fact that I went to school for graphic design always helped me to understand the consumer side and be able to I designed all the campaigns for Verizon Wireless or any other companies. I designed the mobile apps too and everything, because that aspect of the creative aspect is so important for advertising, and everybody knows this. Everybody understands that, but they don't apply it, So it's always for me a passion. I'm like, okay, it has to, the content, the copy, everything has to have some value. It needs to have some love. And then so when my daughter was on the way, I'm like, look, I want to do something that is meaningful. And then I talked to my friends. And I'm like, look, guys, I understand you guys, business is doing really well. LED trucks, I love it. But I want to do something differently. And you guys I can't do it with you guys because you guys don't want to. And then, it's okay because it's all great business. But I wanted to leave a legacy in the industry. And then, maybe my daughter one day will actually say, wow, my dad did this, It's all about the love, really. And yeah, plain and simple. I told my wife, listen, we're gonna get into outdoor advertising. We're gonna start selling trucks. She's like, we just opened another company, Jonathan. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna keep running that one. Don't worry about it. That's gonna run the marketing. Don't worry about it. We have an agency in Miami that does marketing and content development. So I'm like, I just started pitching, and I started, developing things and developing relations and see how the industry goes. And that was back in 2018. So it's only been 2 years, and I made the decision to move to California because, it's okay. You guys run in the East Coast. Let me just go to the West Coast, do my thing. Still would do nationwide sales, becoming English sales and everything. But I wanted to do things, again, in a sense that it was a discovery process for the first 6 months. And as we just talking, right, you get a lot of haters and a lot of lovers, right? So a lot of good people actually were open for me to have a meeting, have a call, have a discussion, and and understand what they're doing, how they're doing things, and how can I help? Because even though I was semi-new in the outdoor advertising, advertising has always been in the DNA and understand it properly. And so there are some really good folks that I was able to get really some very good basis and actually debate on how things are done. And there were a lot of pushbacks from people like who said like, dude, this is outdoor. You just come in here new, not happening. And that was like, look, let me tell you what you're doing wrong. And then if you don't like it, then we don't discuss anymore. And so through that, the first 6 months or so,
really challenging the establishment, like a little bit of a revolutionary type thought process, right? Hey, it's like going to Leonardo da Vinci and be like, hey, it's a great canvas and all, but I think you should maybe paint it this way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but again, there are the Leonardo da Vinci's and the Dali's in the industry, 100%. They are the pioneers. But you see, when Facebook came up really strong, right? That outdoor advertising, out-of-home advertising actually took a tank because everybody, all the money was going to spend it, right?
Like IPO time. Hey, we've got shareholders now that we need to report revenue to. We've got to start selling ad space.
Right, exactly. But that's the problem.
That change.
Yeah, because again, I mean, the media buyers were going after digital. It was the hype. Now it's actually flipping, which is good because people are overwhelmed of ads. They actually turn them off. Digital marketing only works to a certain extent, and it depends of the actually product or the actually campaign that you're trying to promote. It doesn't work anymore for everything, right?
Right.
And if you see the evolution, I mean, again, when something comes down, another thing comes up. So the influencers came up. Now influencers are dying, because now people recognize like, it's the same thing over and over. What's next? Then outdoor advertising is the traditional media. Again, it took a time where I actually survived the digital marketing competitor. And it's going strong and it's stronger. The problem it's not a problem. I think it's, everybody as a human being, you know when you're wrong, and when you're doing something, or when you need help. We all know each other, right? The problem is actually we don't recognize it. We don't admit it. And again, I mean, a lot of the media buyers that, the good ones that we have good relations, we take our time to go over like, okay, really what you're trying to do, let me help you. For me, because I've been exposed to, again, I come from printing, where we used to print massive amount of flyers and banners to try to get people to whatever, so advertising, it was just traditional. And then going to Facebook or by MySpace and Facebook to promote a music festival when they're like, only, I think it was like 20% of the market share people had a smartphone, right? And then, and then buying media, stuff like that. There was only one thing that always stick with me, and it helped me understand how things move. It was the graphic design part and the marketing background. Marketing is something that you learn is always evolve. Like you can become a doctor, and obviously you have to keep studying and stuff like that. But marketing is completely different. Now you have experts that know more about marketing than people that go to school. But graphic design, you have to be clever and creative because not everything fits for everybody. So that helped me. And then when I did technology and user experience, I did an amazing user experience course in New York with a top user experience consultant. She was amazing. It opened my eye to like, wow, look what outdoor advertising is doing. When I mix all that stuff, I'm like, there is so much opportunity out there and so many dollars thrown out the window because they're not taking the time to really, really capture, okay, how is this thing playing out? What are we doing that's going to be effective? And then after talking to all these experts, vendors, media buyers, ad agencies, big, small, setting up meetings all over the United States, going traveling. Like my wife was like going crazy. It's like, we don't even selling anything, and you're already setting up all these meetings. What are we going to do? I'm like, look, don't worry. This is research and development. But, you know, it's the same case over and over. So it's very traditional. It's the traditional mindset of the media buy. Even the way that our RFPs are sent right now. If you really take a look, and we're talking about it right now, the user experience for a person like you or myself to fill up a grid on an RFP is not really, is broken because you're not able to fulfill the information. Sometimes you don't even know if it got sent or not. if you take a look.
That's what, dude, I am such a big fan of AdQuick for addressing that. I don't know if you've gotten to spend time inside the platform, but man, just in the demo, I'm watching, I'm looking, I'm like, this process takes the better part of a day and 2 or 3 people. And you just did it in 30 minutes and it's back to the client. The user experience is, it's so far beyond. Make it easy for people to spend money and they will spend money with you. Even better, just ask Amazon.
Make it easier. So again, we can move forward and turn business faster, right? So I'm not going to throw my names out there. I'll leave that up to you, but there is one that, you know, it took me like a day and a half to teach my VP of sales. Like he had to do like 3 or 4 proposals in order to get it. And it's still, we're like, did we send it? And I will go and refresh it and like, this pending, is that sent? What is that? You know? But again, it's, and especially for a media, for mobile billboards, filling up RFPs, we always have, there is not a format for us, to be honest with you, on the space, really.
Right.
Well, they ask you for geopath and latitude and longitude. Well, it's transit, small billboards. We don't have it. What do we put? And it's required. So what do? You got to abandon the actual RFP, contact the media buyers. I can fill it up because it won't let me move forward. Because, you know, your system is telling me that, you know, I have to apply something, but what am I going to put? Am I going to lie? No.
Right.
You know? So, and that's what it took me there. And then again, we build our company truly based out of love. And then we're perfectionists. I'm a super perfectionist. Obviously, there's always things that, you know, might happen here and there, but we try to do every campaign just like if it was our campaign. And, you know, big or small, 1 day, 1 month, 3-month campaign, they're all the same, really. Everybody, as long as you're coming to us, we want to make sure that we deliver the best campaign possible. There are times that we try to do so, but the client will be, no, this is what I want. And even though we advise on things the client wants, I'm not I mean, we follow the instructions because there are instructions, and yes, but I'm not an advocate of the customer always has the last word. I hate that.
Totally agree, man.
So I'm always gonna debate it until I can no more and say, listen, okay, you know. But the good thing is we actually can prove how it performed. And again, it's just the customer service, and she really showed the client. I mean, I've shown clients, you know, like we're in the middle of campaign, and you know, I have my guys taking videos. Say, look, this is your route. This is what you provided. This is what you wanted. There is nobody here. You want us to do something else, or you want us to continue? Because really, I don't want you to spend my money. I need you to come back, but I need you to be happy about it.
Right.
I want you to be like, okay, yeah, it was good, but let me try something else. So I'd rather work with you. And again, that whole idea of great customer service, providing technology, providing advice on creative or copy, capturing the data, the deal we have with Drew. All these things have come out into one play where right now it's been a blast for us. Actually, 2019 was a great, amazing year. I don't think, I have asked around, but I don't think that nobody had on our media has done what we did last year. And you know, I feel proud of it. And I think that for 2020, our goal is to leave that mark that mobile billboards for outdoor advertising, they're no more in second place. We gotta be right there with billboards.
Dude, it's a fun medium. I mean, it's novel, right? There's so many cool pictures of people running up just to take pictures with the trucks, and we talk a lot about social engagement, how outdoor drives social engagement, and I gotta think that on a per capita ratio, that you guys contribute a lot to that, right? Because you're in, high pedestrian traffic areas a lot of times with these fun sort of activation things going on, and you must see a lot of that. You must see just a ton of social engagement with the campaigns that you do.
So the good angle on that is, again, the big boys are billboards, right? I don't wanna say anything. I mean, because I like billboards, we're actually implementing billboards into our inventory as well, because we need it. And then again, billboard's a billboard.
Yep.
What happens a lot of the times is that it's really hard to create that engagement out of a billboard. And it's harder when the actually artwork doesn't play out well. Extremely harder, And so when you're driving on a highway, right, and you're a billboard guy, right? When you're driving a highway, that 3-second retention, that's all you get really, because you're driving, you got to focus on driving. If you're in traffic, you're looking at your phone, So billboards are great for big brands that have the money to spend and they want to make an impact. But for the mid-sized clients, for the startups, for the, the people that don't have that budget to go on a 4-week or $20,000 spend, but they need something. I have an event, 2-3 day campaign. I have something. Our media is very effective, right?
It's super flexible, like you just said, like a 2 to 3 day campaign, right? I call you up, hey Jonathan, I got this thing going on this weekend. My celebrity influencers in town, and I got to drive a ton of people out. Right. Exactly. To be able to fly like that and be pretty cost efficient, right? Yeah, what a tremendous value play to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, and also what it helps us a lot is that a lot of the times clients call and, a lot of the deals, they're like, oh yeah, this is great, but our department is not going to be able to turn it around. I'm like, you got graphic designers. When do you need it by? Tonight? I have designed a lot of the campaigns myself. Because we want to make sure it's nice, it's creative, and at the same time, look, no matter what everybody tell me, you can't miss one of our trucks. No matter where you go, there's no way that you cannot miss. Like, it's impossible.
What's the size of the screen?
So the trucks are staying at 13 feet high, and the back screen is 6.5 by 6.5 feet, and the side screen is 11.5 by 6.5 feet. So
you have TVs rolling down the street that are the size of, grown men and basketball hoops.
Yeah, no, bigger. You're looking at a small size Times Square billboard, which again, you're coming out of 42nd and 7, you got right in front is the first billboard. It's about the size of the LED truck, and you can't miss that. So now you have a truck in front of you. But again, it's awesome. The trucks, you have to, I've seen bad operators a lot. I'm sure everybody does in every industry. But again, it's already intrusive, because it is intrusive, but it's advertising. That's what we're doing. But at the same time, you don't want to be too intrusive. So like, you put a video that is like, like that doesn't sell neither, because the people are driving, the people are walking. If you're standing, you're parking, and you have an event completely. But like, sometimes people may send me a 1-minute video. I'm like, guys, great, video looks great. Give me the last 20 seconds with a call to action, because everything else, the people that are watching the rest of the 40 seconds, they're not gonna know where to go. They don't know what you're doing. They're looking at cool video and they're going on their way. So those are the things that we played out in the campaigns. How do we do it? How do we execute? We go and then we track the data and see, okay, what are your demographics? Okay, this is where they are located. This is how we're going to plan your route. Maybe we're going to stop it for, if it's cannabis, we do cannabis advertising really well. And then, school time, we stop. So to avoid, being seen by minors at all, we map the routes. We do many different things.
So it's brand safe too.
What is it?
It's brand safe as well.
Oh yeah. So, for example, political campaigns. Yesterday was a crazy day for us here in California, and
yeah, I bet
political campaigns love it because, again, it's like we merge out of home advertising. We collect the data, but now we're doing retargeting social media. So we run your campaign for a week. We give you the report. We geofence the truck within 300 feet away. Tell you, okay, now you campaign run, let's say you get 1 million impressions, 1.5 million, I think that's the last report. So, and what are you gonna do with it? You can retarget on social media or in mobile apps. We can run that for you. What's your budget? It runs exactly the same as you're doing it yourself, going through a DSP. Or by the data. I mean, political campaigns that love to buy the data because they're like, so you give me a report with impressions, demographics, consumer behavior, dual times, and now I can actually buy this data and retarget these IDs. So that marriage right there, awesome. Now we're looking at a 360 campaign. And that's the goal for 2020, to break that through and make sure the media buyers actually understand it.
It's a premium product, man. That's not just running out trucks with, big light up signs on it. That's a proper advertising strategy. That's what I call is a vertically integrated strategy, man. It's top to bottom with customer service and a quick turn time. I don't know, I'm not trying to do the hard sell for you here, but it's just sort of a no-brainer.
Right. It's one-stop shop.
You talked, a topic that's so near and dear to my heart is being able to challenge clients. And I was just having this conversation, so I was really glad that you touched on it there for a second, right? It's something that not a lot of salespeople in general are willing to do, right? Great book on that, The Challenger Sale, right? The 4 different sales types. So it's a really hard thing to do, but how valuable is it when you can say to a client, listen, I am advising you to do this. You can do whatever you want. It's your money. But if you do it that way, this is what you should expect. And then when that happens, being willing to stand the client up and say, I told you this was going to happen. Would you like to correct it now or continue doing what we're doing? How important would you say that is for any salesperson listening, for any planner listening, for anybody listening that has any sort of consultative responsibility? How important is that?
Well, it is extremely important, but it goes hand in hand. There is 2 components or 3 components to that. I would say the first component is actually you have to be able to validate what you're doing. So experience, right? In any sales, like car salesman, nobody likes to big sales, so that likes to be sold. So that's why you get into these consultative sales. But guys like you or me, or me, experienced people or business people, by all means, they can capture when actually sure what you're talking about. And a lot of the salespeople do that. So they try to challenge the client, but they don't have maybe not enough information, or maybe they do, but they can't translate that information to the client because they don't position themselves on the client face. So it is sort of like gap selling in a sense. If you take a look to like the Art of War, maybe, there's some of the book that mentioned strategies on that. But you have to know what you're doing in order to present it, in order to be able to debate it. The second part is that you have to be able to, besides experience, you have also to have proof. Like, look, here if they debate it. And the third thing, the one that I like the most is when clients know that you're right, but still won't do it because they don't want to admit that. And that takes a lot of touch. It's like when you're single and trying to date a new girl, you have to be delicate about it. Okay, it takes certain business experience, and if you have done large size of businesses, you understand there's a lot of personal relation there when you closing big contracts. I learned that from horse racing, and so be able to actually debate to the client, and even though they say no, tell them, look, this is the reasons why I did it. This is I think, this is why I'm telling you. I completely understand your money. I want the best for you. I really, truly do. And that's what we do. Ultimately, it's up to you. I just want to make sure that you know and understand that we can do a much better job if you allow us to actually work with you. And I will say 90% of the times I work, again, I have some pushback from clients. So that this is specific. There have been other campaigns that I try, and then the specific reasons, and I completely understand. But at least I know that I left that door open and I communicated from the professional standpoint as they hire us to be professionals and be able to execute how the campaign should be run, or what are the things that are going to go in the campaign and such.
So be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared to prove it.
Prove it. Yeah.
And be prepared to prove it while being professional and consultative and willing to challenge and doing all those things. And then also understand that, hey, sometimes you're just going to have to do what the client wants, or you decide that I'm just not going to do business with people like that. And at the end of the day, it's what are you willing to not do? And
but again, there's a lot of people that in the media that they'd rather not say anything and just run the campaign.
Yeah, that terrifies me because, and then it makes it so hard. I feel like, we'll use billboards for an example. I'm sure you've had an instance like this where someone ran with someone else that didn't do those things. So it made your job twice as hard because they say, that doesn't work. I tried it before. It doesn't work. Right. And now you got to work twice as hard because someone else came and fucked it up for you 100%. Once upon a time.
100%. And that happens quite often, actually. They're like, look, we tried this. Whatever. I'm like, you didn't do it with us. Yeah, but, it was a bad experience. It's actually, I hear that a lot. It was a bad experience. It wasn't the campaign was bad. It wasn't related to the campaign. It was more about the experience of how
interesting.
That's interesting, yeah. Then you mentioned that, and I can recall, like, a lot of times, it was a bad experience. Yeah, it was a lack of communication. I hear also that, like, they weren't really sure if the campaign ran.
Okay, right. Like a billboard, I can see the billboard. It's right there. I see it.
Right.
The trucks, maybe.
But in the market, how do you know, right? You can give me a GPS report, but
Sure, was that your kid driving like his pizza route? I don't know.
Is that an Uber driver? Who knows?
Maybe.
But but technology comes into place into what we do, but also it's that level of trust that really showing the client, look, through all your campaign, this is what we did. Any questions, being responsive. I live on the West Coast. I got calls at 6 in the morning. Clients are calling me, and guys are calling me. I wake up every day at 5:10 in the morning just to make sure I'm ready for the East Coast.
Right, and that's a very aware thing because we do business in different time zones. Right. I just had Eddie Carolyn on from Soft Signs 3D, and he's somewhere in Canada, and we're here right now, and I'm in the city next Friday and some agency meetings, and I've got a special guest lined up for the end of the day there. We're on international time now.
I work with everybody, every culture, every time zone. you got to push hard. And, I just like to see more of a unified environment instead of a competitive environment, because it's only a few players really, not just for LED, for billboards too. Like, there is a lot of things out there, but it should be. I think there is more to come, and then the industry should welcome these new companies or these new creative people that come up with new methods on how to do it.
Because I think, and I haven't said this on record yet, so this is
I like it.
This is my statement moment right here. Is if I'm speaking as for the collective here, and we'll say like the legacy thinking collective, if we continue to resist, there are so many opportunities for anyone to be a media company today. You will miss the opportunity. Will there always be a place for billboards? Absolutely. We're not fighting for market share between like you and me. We're fighting every startup that says, hey, there's space on that. I can monetize that and do it in a way that's easy to transact, transparent, and has a great customer experience because it's already been designed at scale for every other industry.
Exactly.
Do you agree or disagree?
100%. I mean, again, if you don't join the forces, millennials right now, they're very smart in technology. I think they lack of work methodologies, but technology is taking over. And then it's just like you said, you just need that clever mind to say, I'm going to do this. This is different. Fortunately, outdoor advertising requires some capital. And that's where because it's like funding, and in order for you to sell campaigns to agencies, you need to be able to fund them and wait because that's just the nature of the business. A lot of guys can't, but there is new technologies coming out. There is new, like we're launching. I'll give you an exclusive. So we're launching
that's if I had someone on like the soundboard right now, someday when we're big time like Joe Rogan, we'd play like a sound effect there, like like the Daily Double, 2 exclusives in one day. I got thoughts for all over me now.
We're launching. We did a partnership with a company out of LA. We're launching a series of new inventories across the United States, across markets. We're ready. We're launching next week. You're gonna see the new line of LED bicycles.
What? That's sick. LED bicycles. Now, are these bicycles that you're gonna have riders hired to ride? How do they need to be pedaled? Jonathan, have we considered how they're going to be pedaled? Do you have AI robots? What's the plan?
Currently, they're bicycles. It's not a brainer, but again, it goes hand in hand. I'm not sure people are going to come up with things similar, but the good thing is like we're a year ahead, I think, on that. We're also going to tie that in with other podiums that we're breaking a deal for. The podiums still keep that on the low, but it's happening in 2020, probably end of summer. And then we added billboards, like I said. So
are we asking the entire internet to keep it low? Because this is like...
Oh, I mean, you'll see is, and I had an interview yesterday, and I didn't release this as exclusive, but look, inventory and things like that, it's not, I mean, anybody can build a LED truck. We can't do it as good as we do because our trucks, thanks to Alex Pushtaver, BS, these trucks are like 15 years. But it's not about owning a truck. It's not about owning the inventory. It's actually how you put all this thing together, you know? It's deeper than just having the inventory. So yeah, I'm sure people are going to come up with bicycles and things like that. But it's the way that we're going to start rolling campaigns for our clients. We're going to offer an array of services that is not only people will see it in the truck, but we can also do inside events. We can, it's solo. I mean, I don't want to step too much into experiential. Experiential is a whole different animal, and I love it. Like we have simulcast 7 trucks with drones and everything. We have done some crazy stuff that Fortunately for NDA purposes, we can really show a lot. But I've gone beyond. Like my friends are like, really? Like, how are we gonna do this? Like, this is how we plan it. We don't caravans like simulcast, like, you know. And this 2020, what we're doing is really giving offering our clients and our sales partners and our media buyers the opportunity to just do a full 360 campaign, billboard, truck, bicycle, podium. You want to target your audience, we'll do it properly. We collect all that data and we still run it on social media. So hopefully, you know, we get there, and then maybe I'll be speaking at a conference next year.
I believe we file that under strong as death. That would be just like the coolest campaign you could probably ever do for so many reasons. And there's so many different ways to use that, man, I'm excited to see it all play out.
Exactly. So we're going to release our promo video in a week or so.
Cool.
Podiums are coming up in again, late summer. Hopefully we have enough podiums in at least 2 markets. I want to do Miami and New York to start on those. Bicycles, LA, we're already launching, and then Miami is next market. And then towards the end of the year, that one is a surprise, but I'm sure everybody's going to love that one.
We'll have to do this again as we get closer to the year.
Eco-friendly, because we understand our trucks, again, they're gas, you know, like every other car, you know.
Sure.
So, you know, we wanted to go eco-friendly, have eco-friendly solutions, especially for clients that appreciate eco-friendly. So yes, our new solutions will be, well, we still have batteries for sure. They're not sort of eco-friendly, but we don't have emissions, which is better.
LED sailboats. That could be a thing.
And, well, there is boats out there.
I know. I've been the guy in New York. I got to get him on here.
They're great. They're great. I'm not a water guy.
We'll
but
just
I love
it on wheels.
They do an amazing job. Those boats are in Miami. They're tremendous. You can't miss them. It's a great. Too bad it's like you can do it everywhere. You know.
Right.
Too bad that, you know, then transporting a boat, that would be a massive infrastructure. But they're doing an amazing job. I think I give kudos to these guys because they really tap into industry with something innovative as well. And it's not really easy to sell advertising on a boat. I can tell you that.
Where is, if you had to place a bet today, what is going to be the biggest change in out of home in the next 12 months?
Rates.
Up, down, or just more efficient?
I think this year, media buyers will learn more how to position their advertising budget, and it's going to cost for at least billboard advertising rates to go down lower than what they are right now, because you got a lot more mid-sized companies, and the demand is now like, look, I don't need 4-month campaign. I need just spaces here and there, like companies like Bleed, AdQuick, you know, they're actually doing this market. So now what we're doing, we went mainstream on, like, I can buy a billboard right now. I can buy an ad right now. Just go to AdQuick, I put in, put my artwork, send it over, get it approved and done. I don't need the media buyer. So I think that's going to force a lot of media buyers and agencies actually to take a look to the agency fee and restructure that, or partner up with the technology companies and be able to work out deals. So to keep the rates that anybody can buy. At the same time, it's going to affect a lot of the business of the big companies because, again, rates go down. Now Coca-Cola is not going to pay the same amount for a billboard in Times Square that they were paying 2 years ago. So why am I paying more when everybody's paying less? You know. So I think rates is going to be something that for 2020 is going to have to restructure. Which, because of that, I think that a lot of the lazy media buyers will get out and the good people will stay because they understand how to reinvent themselves into that and look for new media.
That's a great point about leaning it out and probably see some consolidation of maybe a couple mid-sized players get together and say, hey, you've got this, we've got a few synergies, and let's do this sort of thing. Yeah, that's
sure
fun to see.
You start seeing after the conference a few partnerships coming up that it might surprise you. You start seeing, like, you're going to see guys like, I mean, when it's Triplem, in how many years, 20 years in the industry, goes out of nowhere. That's going to happen. This year, I think you're going to see, because of rates and because of technology itself, you're going to see some mergers. Even if they announce it or not, companies are being forced to work closer together rather than compete so much. And market share, you know, some companies going to have to give up in some things and then be able to open up for other players to come into the table because they're going to need that. They need that small business.
Yeah, there's always going to be a need for that, right? We just can't sell enough space to.
I was in Miami last week, and I'm trying to put a billboard in Miami. We're looking into the options, and to my surprise, I mean, we have everything that is possible to put the billboard. The only thing that is holding us back is because there is another billboard. It's just at the border of the distance between legally billboard, but it's just because it's owned by one of the monsters that we're getting blocked. So for us, we want to spend money on lawyers and like go after, and then maybe, you know, do it and spend $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 on like, and close the billboard, and the billboard will sell, but we really want to go into that battle. And that's sad because, you know, it should be, you know, I mean, you don't want to go crazy and put billboards everywhere. You want to follow regulation and everything. But, you know, I don't want to be stopped because some big companies actually have more money to pay lawyers. That's because that's all it is. It comes down to lawyers.
Right.
Really, the lawyers are the ones that make the money. Everybody else has got to deal with it.
Sure.
So, yeah, but that's my take for 2020, I think. And again, great things happening, great operators happening. A lot of people will come out. Hopefully the industry stays. Hopefully we do bigger and better things that we can actually get more share of digital marketing budget. I think digital marketing budget is just being thrown out there. Like,
do you think that's where the most money is up for grabs, is in the digital marketing space, or does it come from one of the other traditional players?
No, I think for us is digital marketing, and at least for us, for the Elite Truck Media, and it's because when you run social media campaigns, well, I mean, that's Facebook model is. So it's great because they give you, listen, you use my platform, I let you target whoever you want, right? But again, it's been proven that these algorithms and all these things are so convoluted that you don't really know. It's like, you know, so you got to keep throwing money out there. Money. I mean, I run campaigns where we spend $1 million on social media ads. And, you know, like, yeah, we got results, but we had to spend a massive amount of money. And so for us, the grab is that, look, let's say you have $1 million and your marketing spend is, your marketing budget is $700,000 for social media, and you want to do $300,000 on outdoor. So what I do is, okay, let's flip it. Give me $500,000 for outdoor, and we run the social media campaign from the data collected from the outdoor campaign, so it's targeted. So you're not throwing cheese on pizza and see if it works. At least you know that when you're running that campaign, they already saw the truck, they already saw the bike, they already saw the podium, they already saw the billboard. You know that happened, and you're retargeting that ID. So when I give you the report and I say, listen, we captured 1 million impressions, and we're gonna run this social media campaign to these 1 million impressions, and these are your results. These were people that actually saw it, rather than doing it out there. I got some demographics, some locations, yes, whatever. Okay, get a report, wait for the phone call, you know. And again, everything goes 360. It's your creative. They gotta see it. If you can do campaigns where like entice somebody to get curious, and then you hit them in social media with actually what it is. You can. There's many ways to do things. I don't want to throw ideas out.
No,
Creative,
man.
they're gonna call us, but
No,
you know what I mean. It's
like people to do business with anyone, right? I have to know who you are, and then I have to like you, and then ultimately I have to trust you. It is always and will always be a funnel. I had some crazy person tell me it's not a funnel, it's multiple digital touch points, and I wanted to just drag them under a table and pummel them, but that's it, man. If people don't know who you are, they can't come to appreciate or have an affinity for you, and therefore can't do business with you.
Right.
So to be able to offer all of those things in one little package is pretty big benefit.
So yeah, so for us, I think that's where we try to grab the market share, at least on budgets. And then I think for billboards, you guys got it very difficult. You guys are like mom and pop going through a divorce.
Man, it's an interesting time. I got to tell you, it's great because there is so much positive momentum for out of home right now that conversations for the industry are getting easier. You know, being able to have conversations like this, and as people are looking for information about out of home, to be able to hear from people that are from outside of out of home, which is a lot of people that are looking at it maybe for the first time, to be able to say, hey, listen, I get it. It seems like this crazy thing, but it's kind of like this thing that you've already been doing.
Right.
In fact, it's way cooler. It's like awesome. Come drink the Kool-Aid. It's really a lot of fun. You should stay a while. Like, it's pretty great time to be out of home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very exciting time. I think, again, the numbers keep showing that it's going to grow, even though, like I said, I mean, I'd be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. The rates actually go up. The demand goes up. That would be great. Let's just see that happening, because I think it needs an adjustment, but still it's going to keep growing, because, that's where you want to be. You want to be outdoor. You don't want to, if you're saying that you have marketing budget and you don't do outdoor, you're missing a component. And then if you think that your people, because you get a report on social media that people actually saw your ad, you don't know, because the same that you're doing, I'm doing. I see an ad, I scroll.
For sure.
Looking at it, I have to wait for it. So while I wait for the video, I'm like, yes, honey. Okay, then let me continue my thing.
That's why I love what you said the other day when we spoke, and you said out of home is kind of just like that, right? Except our drives to places, our commute to work is our news feed. And rather than being interrupted with my, Aunt Joe's cat or, what you had for lunch, I'm just driving, and then I'm being entertained by this advertising that I see and interact with every day.
For us, where it works, and want me to tell you what's the biggest problem for us, is that on our LED screens, we get a ton of people all the time. I love your dog. I have mine here. I got a ton of people all the time. They're taking pictures of the screens.
Right.
Taking a picture of a LED screen from a camera phone is, if you don't know how to do it, it's going to show lines.
Oh, it just come out looking crazy.
People take pictures and then they go back and they want to see what it is. Sometimes you can see or not. So I'm trying to pull up sort of like a one-on-one guy how to take a quick picture to an LED truck, because that should be available. That's a cool campaign to just use on your own trucks. Like, teach people how to take pictures. If you see somebody taking pictures, show them so they can actually.
You know what? You know who I'm having on here next week is Stedman Cleveland from the Tada app. Have you seen this yet?
No.
I'm going to ask him about this, because he's got an app called Tada. And my understanding of it, because I've got a broken old Android device, and it's only available on the iPhone. So maybe you try this. This Tada app, anyway, is like the Shazam for billboards. You just point it, you point it at the billboard, and it does something. So if you've got the iPhone, you got to download TADAW. I think they've got a campaign. You're going to LA, right? He's got a campaign in LA, I think, right now.
Oh my God, you gotta connect me with this guy. This is awesome.
I will connect you as soon as we're actually. You know what? While you're downloading it, I'm introducing you guys. TADAW.
No, I see TADAA. What is it?
Oh, maybe there's a link.
Oh, maybe it's unbeatable. Send it to me. That would be great. Yeah. You see, these are the things, innovating things like that. These guys are going to start coming out, these two startups. Like, I love the startup environment. I was in a startup. We put a lot into technology. Technology was going to make a difference on how we buy media, and apps like this, genius ideas. That's what's going to happen. That's what people is going to actually come out and say, wow, let's do this. It's going to change the landscape.
That's been what's so fun about doing this for me, is being the billboard guy in Eastern Pennsylvania is awesome. But I'm getting so exposed to just a ton more, and I'm able to expedite that down to like my AEs and sort of give them pieces as I hear conversations. So like, hopefully other organizations use this show for the same type of purpose. Hey, let me distill a whole lifetime of experience into an hour and 15 minutes, and let's play pieces out of it that we find especially valuable. So hopefully that's happening. Hopefully that continues to happen. And
you got our support or our love, whatever you need next
week. You know it, man.
LA, so wait for that one. You're gonna love that one. Actually, it's gonna be massive.
I can't wait. It's just so crazy. I'm sharing it with everyone. Like, I've got my son this weekend, and he thinks that he's turning 7 in April. He's gonna turn 7 the day after getting back from Go 2020, and he thinks billboards are super cool now. And he's gonna be super excited.
But it was a pleasure. I think it was a great idea to take this picture because, again, we like to support everybody. We like to work with every single body out there, And then, we some people will see us as our friends rather than competitors, and then they want to see us as friends. The friendship, guys. This is support each other and bring a better industry.
Sure. If someone wants to support, reach out, connect with you, what's the best way to do that? You're active on a couple social channels. Give us all of that information. I'll make sure to have it in the show notes.
Thank you. So our website, ledtruckmedia.com. New website coming up. It's going to be sick. 2020 campaign is going to be sick. Instagram, LED Truck Media. If they want to see some of the cool stuff that we're doing, we should be more active on Instagram. We're building stuff. And then my LinkedIn, Jonathan Trileras. Anything in my cell phone, 917-224-3633. I always answer the phone or send me a text. I'm always on it. So reach out anytime. Even if they have a question, it doesn't have to be just, or just booking a campaign, even when I talk, do business, whatever it is, more than happy to talk to anybody.
Absolutely. And Jonathan is a wealth of information. And like he said, he is more than happy to give it. So take him up on those offers. I've learned so much in just the past couple of days of getting to know him, and obviously the time that we've all spent here together. I can assure you this is not the last time that we have Jonathan on. So for the Out of Home Insider Show, I'm Tim. To my man Jonathan from LED Truck Media, thank you so much. If this has been helpful, share it with somebody else that could benefit, and we'll see you real soon. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.